Well, here we are on Cup Eve, and we're with one of the directors of Australian Bloodstock. They've won the Melbourne Cup before with Protectionist. Can they do it again with Mustadir? Jamie Lovett, how you think the hopes of Mustadir at this point?
Yeah, Jimmy, we're very excited. I mean, we think he's the right horse. He was purchased with this race in mind, so he's had a faultless preparation. Chris Lees is thrilled with the horse. Cameron Swan travelled with the horse from Newmarket to Werribee. We're delighted with his run in the Caulfield Cup. We probably thought he would need the run, and looking at the market, the favourite for the race, we finished alongside him. So we're bullish without being overconfident. It's a very hard race to win, as you know.
When you bring these horses over, Jamie, what's one of the key things that you look for, that you look at and go, well, yeah, that's a Melbourne Cup horse?
Yeah, look, they vary, Laurie. I mean, this sort of horse, he's a very sound horse when we purchase the horse. A lot of these Northern Hemisphere horses, they've got to travel well, but they get here and we get a lot of fast tracks, albeit I think Tuesday's Cup, there's a fair bit of rain around, so it may not be the case this year, but traditionally if you bring a horse here that doesn't handle fast tracks, you're behind the eight ball to begin with. So Mustadir's got very good fast track form in Europe. He won the E-Bore, on which they ran track record time, so it was one of the fastest tracks that it's ever been run on. So any track conditions will suit this horse.
And what about that E-Bore? We spoke about, I've been speaking about Raymond Tusk, who was enormous in that race, along with your bloke. Yeah. I mean, do you think that's the form line that we should all be looking at? Punters doing their trifectas, exotics, etc.
Yeah, look, it's very hard to get a line on this year because a lot of that Irish form coming out, a lot of those Joseph and Aidan O'Brien horses come out of different form lines. Yeah. Historically, the E-Bore has been a good race without an E-Bore winner ever winning the Melbourne Cup, but I think you're on the money there, Dave. I think Jamie Spencer, who's riding Raymond Tusk, has got a good opinion of that horse. I think him and Mustadir both got live hopes, albeit the different form lines coming out of those other Irish races, they could all blow them away because it's very hard to line it up. But a horse like Al Paradiso, for mine, I think he's crazy odds, and I think he could be very tough to beat, particularly if this weather's coming.
And is that sort of now when you go and search for these horses, they're obviously difficult to buy because now that market over there knows that we've got plenty of cash to spend.
Yeah, they see you coming.
But those young, sort of lightly raced, I mean, they've snuck it in. They've beaten the handicapper there perfectly with Il Paradiso.
Absolutely. And I mean, look, albeit Greg Carpenter's changed the goalposts a little bit this year, the Northern Hemisphere three-year-olds aren't treated as well as what they were when Cross Counter and Rekindling won the race. But look, it's like anything. It's like a footballer. The young blokes coming through, a lot of these old knuckleheads have been around, but they've also got a lot of wear and tear. Yeah. So a lot of these 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds coming through, if they're still on an upward trajectory, they could get here and blow us away.
Yeah, cool.
You know, there's no risk that's the danger. But look, for us, we've got a very sound horse and a horse that is very lightly raced. And again, it's like you talk about grand finals. Afterthoughts never win Melbourne Cups. This horse, we've bought the horse with this race in mind. It was a bonus he won the E-Ball. But Chris Lees, as I say, he's delighted with the way that he's travelled, and that's another thing. You know, if they don't travel well, very difficult to win the race.
Yeah. Jamie, a number of other Australian Bloodstock horses running around tomorrow. Can you go through those for the punters? Yeah,
look, we've got a day that they've probably all got a rough hope without being confident of winning a race. Tactical Advantage runs in the sprint. 6 furlongs probably finds him out, but he's a horse with a good turn of foot. So I think if Damien Oliver rides him again, if he gets the right run, I think he's a top 3 chance. Placiel, drawn out in the car park. It's in the 1800 metre race after the Cup. I think he's over the odds. I think his last 2 runs have been super. McDonald stays on. Look, he'll be out the back, but he'll be very good late. And Elifris in the mares race. I think she'll back up on Saturday in the matriarch, so she's probably going to need the run.
We love getting on tour, don't we, Loz? And we're looking forward to not only the Gong, but also the Hunter. These $2 million races that are new to the calendar this year. Obviously, the Hunter will be very close to your heart because you'll be wanting, did you ever think you'd ever see $1 million race at Newcastle?
Oh, look, it's amazing. And I mean, it's been widely reported that the prize money's just gone to a new level, and we're all very fortunate. And we're actually quite, as you say, we're Newcastle boys, so we're quite proud to be sort of getting behind the Westpac helicopter, who have got a big luncheon on in Newcastle on the Friday. No doubt you boys will be on tour that week.
I've got to work. I've got to host it, Jimmy.
Good.
That'll stop you before.
Not bad.
No, it is going to be fantastic. Hey, mate, good of you to give up your time on the eve of the Melbourne Cup. We wish you all the best with Mustard. You've been there, done that. Let's hope you can do it again. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.